I want to tell you a story from my trip to the Isle of Jura last week about the Corryvreckan Whirlpool, and I realise it's in the Scotland Stories book. So I'm going to read it to you from here as a nice wee plug for it. Now, just off the north tip of Jura, the world's third largest whirlpool roars in the Gulf of Corryvreckan. This incredible natural feature has fascinated people for centuries, even drawing George Orwell in so close he was almost killed when his boat was wrecked. The unusual Corryvreckan is said to be named after a dashing Norse prince called Breckan. He had fallen in love with the daughter of the chieftain of Jura, but his reputation preceded him. This wasn't the first young girl Breckan had been associated with, and the old chieftain didn't believe it was going to be his last. However, the girl was smitten with the Norseman and pled with her father to let them be together. She couldn't possibly be happy with anybody else, and over time the chieftain relented, but on one condition. His daughter could only marry the prince if he truly proved his love for her first. The chieftain set Breckan a seemingly impossible task: to anchor his ship in a whirlpool for 3 whole days and nights. If the prince survived the ordeal, then the couple would be free to marry. The chieftain's offer was accepted, but Breckan was no fool. He needed some specialist advice and time to prepare. Sailing back to Norway, he asked a wise woman if there was any way that he could endure the raging torrents of this legendary whirlpool. She told him that to last for 3 days and nights, he would need 3 special ropes to tie his anchor to. One was to be of wool, one of hemp, and the last made from the hair of pure, innocent maidens of Norway. Breckan was a well-loved prince, and even though it meant he would be taken off the market, those maidens willingly donated their locks. He sailed back to the Hebrides, anchored his ship with the 3 ropes, and there he waited as the water churned around him. The woolen rope didn't last for long, snapping on the very first day, but the vessel held strong. On the second day, the hemp gave up, but brave Breckan still wasn't concerned. If there was one thing he trusted in, then it was the innocence and purity of the maiden's hair. And as the third day dawned and the whirlpool spun even faster and the storm began to rock his vessel, there was little that Breckan could do but hold on tightly to save from being swept overboard. But as long as the rope held, his ordeal, it would be worth it. Just when his task was almost over, a single strand of hair in the rope snapped, and the entire line unravelled. Somebody hadn't been quite as pure as they had claimed. Breckan was dragged to his doom, swallowed up by the swirling water, but the prince would never be forgotten. From then on, this churning whirlpool would be known as Corryvreckan, Gaelic for the Cauldron of Breckan. Sláinte, and remember, you can order the Scotland Stories book. There's a link in my bio. There's lots of different options. If you're struggling to find one, get in touch with me and I'll see what I can do. Enjoy.